It's fall 2012. Here's my review for Elementary, the Sherlock Holmes American adaptation. And my only question is that what took so long? But the problem with this show is that there's been so many adaptations, and I'm just being ignorant because my only adaptation watching of Sherlock Holmes is the Robert Downey Jr. Guy Ritchie two films, which I kind of really enjoyed immensely because they're action and they're kind of like smart. So I'm like watching the show and I'm like kind of wanting the more Guy Ritchie and more Robert Downey Jr. watching it, but I'm gonna take it for what it is, and I really want to watch this show. But I'm watching the pilot, and the pilot really bothered me a lot because the ending of the episode where it's like, oh, Watson and Sherlock are like buddies now, kind of like where the moment where then Watson's got to concede to Sherlock's eccentricity, but he knows his stuff. Where basically she's watching a baseball game, and it's always like the girls like sports and the men don't like sports. That seems to be a theme going on television where we like her because she likes baseball. So she's watching baseball, and it's the ninth inning, and basically Sherlock goes, we have to go. They're going to lose. The Mets are going to lose the game. This is what's going to happen. They're going to intentionally walk him. Then he's going to fly out the right field. Then he's going to run into a double play. All right. The thing I like about Sherlock Holmes is that he kind of figures things out through circumstantial evidence, or like kind of sees patterns like a mathematical wizard. You can't figure out a baseball game, okay? And as a baseball fan, this is very insulting because this is not, you can't, I don't care if you're like Mr. Sabermetrics mathematician wizard, you can't figure out that some guy's going to hit a fly ball to the deep center field to end the ball game. I don't care who you are, okay? So it insults me, but it insults the character of Sherlock Holmes because this is a guy who figures things out through patterns and through figuring out the angles. He's an angle figuring out, not a guy who can see the future. You know what I mean? Okay, that's all I gotta say. And the other thing too is I think this show needs some spice, some more comedy. But I understand the guy Johnny Lee Miller, Mr. Former, Angelina Jolie. I know these roles are very difficult to play because there's a lot going on with the Sherlock Holmes character where he's figuring out the problem at hand, but he's also kind of eccentric and he's kind of like crazy. And then, but at the same time, he's kind of like comical in a way. And it's very difficult to play these parts. And Downey Jr. was so brilliant playing it. And I understand that it's TV and these kind of things. And I know that we love, especially American people, love like the eccentric, somewhat handsome guy who's kind of moody and like can figure shit out kind of guys, because there's been like countless TV shows like this, CSI, NCIS, the Mentalist guy, the Schmentalist, the House guy, Lie to Me. Like these are just top of my head. There's been all kinds of these shows going on. So I don't know. Maybe people are gonna like this, and I don't know. But this seems kind of insulting for the Sherlock Holmes kind of like legacy. But what do I know? That's my review.